but until then, we'll go back to the phone calls. Caller from the 240 area code. Caller, identify yourself.
Hello.
Hello, 240?
Yep, this is Gary Russell.
Oh, how are you, buddy? I was expecting a
Doing
totally
good.
different, I was given a different number. I'm sorry. I would have got to you a long time ago.
Yeah, man. Yeah. This is me.
All right, Gary Russell Jr., one of the hotter prospects in boxing. Last time I spoke to you, Gary, was on Thanksgiving, and you were heading out to shop. You were Thanksgiving of 11. You were about to go out and do some Black Friday shopping. And how was it? How was it? Did you have to push some people off with your 1-2 combination? What was it like?
Honestly, man, I really didn't even get a chance to go. You know, my wife went back at home. She went and got a lot of shopping done, got a lot of stuff done, man. I was so focused and keyed in on my fight. That was the day after Thanksgiving. I was so pissed that I was there. You know, Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays ever. So, you know, got to stay focused and dedicated and willing to take the necessary sacrifices.
Yeah, we were having a lot of fun with that. Why just schedule a fight so close to Thanksgiving? You couldn't have fun in the festivities, but you looked spectacular on that night, that Saturday night. Quick work of your opponent. We got to see it on television. It was wonderful. How did you feel? Everything. I mean, when you have a fight like that and ending so quickly, I mean, you know, I know you'll take it, and it's a wonderful thing. But you like say, oh wow, now what am I going to do with the rest of those rounds I was anticipating fighting? What was it like to end the fight so quickly?
Like I say, the ultimate win in boxing is a knockout. I put the work in the gym. I train and I prepare myself to the best of my ability, you know, to be able to go the 10 or the 12 rounds that the fight is scheduled for. You know, if it ends early, then I'm completely satisfied with that. I'll definitely take it, you know, but at the end of the day, I was prepared to go the full duration of the 10 rounds, man, and I was willing to perform the whole way. So I'm good. I'm very content. I'm blessed.
And when you have a performance like that, you can certainly treat yourself to an extra piece of stuffing after the, you know.
Exactly.
You know, for all the Thanksgiving leftovers, I'm sure you devoured it.
Oh my goodness, I loved it, man. My mom cooked. My dad cooked. He cooked earlier than expected, of course, because we had to go out. We had to leave town. But he cooked earlier. My mom cooked. A lot of family members cooked, brought food over. I was waiting. I was calling home with Thanksgiving, put me some plates up. So I had fun, man. I enjoyed it, man. I was able to make it out of there alive and grateful, man, and out there with the W.
Now, you know, that was a big night for you. That Saturday after Thanksgiving, you were fantastic. 1-round KO win. Alberto Ruiz. Adrian Broner was also on that card, and he was spectacular as well. You, along with Broner and a couple of other guys, are being billed as the young American talent that's going to take over the sport when guys like Mayweather are no longer able to fight. You have to love that kind of billing. It's certainly something you're going to take, but at the same time, do you feel the extra pressure with something like that?
Not at all, man. My dad always told me, you know, that pressure makes diamonds. I've always fought on big stages, you know, of course not in the professionals, but in the amateurs, I was always that guy that was looked up to become something great in the amateurs, you know. So I'm comfortable with dealing with the pressure. I'm good at turning it into fuel to the fire for me to continue to drive and push even further. You know, I'm the type of person, I am a crowd pleaser. I love to please my fans, and I love to live up to expectations. So bring it on.
Now, how long after that fight do you go back into training? And you haven't been back in the ring yet in a fight, but when do you start going into training? I mean, you're scheduled to fight the end of June, but you're still having trouble gaining an opponent. What do you do to stay in shape when stuff like that is going on? You don't have a set opponent, and you want to get back in there, and you don't want to overtrain either. You know, I hear guys the classic stories, Tommy Hearns in the first Ray Leonard fight, overtrain. You don't want to overtrain as well. So how do you take care of yourself when you have a layoff of more than 3 months?
Actually, man, I'm one of those guys that's always in the gym. I'm always in the gym. It's different from just training to stay in shape and just keeping everything on point versus preparing for a fight. And I feel as though me being in the gym is my life. If I'm not in the gym, if I miss 2 days out of the gym or a day out of the gym, I feel like something is missing in my day. You know, so I'm one of these guys that's always in the gym. I'm always in shape. I'm never out of shape. It doesn't really take much for me to come down in weight. I normally don't get no bigger than like 135 or 134, you know. So I'm always ready. I'm always prepared. The difference is actually just keying in on the opponent, making sure that we bring in the sparring that complements the style that we're competing against. You know, those are the little technical things that we have to step up on getting ready for a fight. You know, but other than that, man, I'm always in the gym. I'm never out of shape. I love being in the gym with the other fighters. I love watching the other guys spar. You know, this is my love. I'm grateful to be able to just have this job and love it. You know, so I'm content. Actually, we do have an opponent set for the June 30th. The guy's Christopher Perez. He's 22-2. You know, so we've been getting sparring in and everything, and we're right on track. We're right on track.
All right, that's good news because I was trying to look, and you know, it seemed like you were having trouble getting an opponent for the June 30th the fight. Chris Perez, it is. When did you learn about who your opponent was, and what do you know about him?
We learned about it actually about a little under 5 weeks. We were actually scheduled to compete against what's the guy, one of the Cuban guys, Louis Franco. We were actually scheduled to compete against him. The fight fell through. Actually, a couple fights that fell through from my last fight in November up until now. I was supposed to fight once before, and opponents fell through. A lot of guys.
They
really
watch you. They
watch
watch you throw that straight left, and it's all over. They're like, give me somebody else.
A lot of guys, they really don't want to fight me, you know, or they try to play hardball and try to get a tremendous amount of money to fight against me. You know, it's a little crazy. Then a fight that was scheduled, I actually twisted my ankle in the sparring preparing for the fight. So it's just been crazy. As far as Christopher Perez goes, he's a decent guy. He's strong. He's a little taller than me. He likes to box. He's a decent boxer, good hand speed, not a very, very heavy puncher, but he's a decent, well-rounded fighter. You know, so we've been getting guys in here, you know, time and time again, just bringing these guys in that actually complement his style so I can get familiar with him. We're critiquing him as a fighter. We're, you know, looking at the deficiencies that he has so we can capitalize on it. We are, man, we're prepared. We're ready. I'm ready to keep going and pushing forward and moving forward. I can actually let you guys in on a little secret. Now, granted, before I tell you this, we overlook no one as an opponent. No one. I feel as though a guy that anyone can pick up off the street has the potential to create an upset at any given time. This is why I train so hard. You know, I try to prepare myself to the best of my ability to eliminate any chance of guys getting lucky with a shot or doing anything like that. So we're definitely not overlooking Christopher Perez. We want to get through this fight safe, clean, you know, no cuts, no anything, with the W. And after that happens, then we're looking forward to seeing Juan Manuel Lopez.
All right, that's interesting breaking news here. That's a good fight. How'd you work that one out?
You know, it's
top secret.
Top secret. But,
all right.
You know, man, we dealt with you guys so much, man. We love how you treat us. You know, we love the conversation. We love the show. So I feel as though that, hey, you know, y'all earned y'all trust. You earned my trust. Therefore, I'm giving you the information before anyone else gets it.
All right, thanks for that one. And I mean, I would imagine that fight's going to take a while to develop. Do you imagine having another fight even after this one before that fight, or are you just going to wait for Lopez? When do you anticipate, like, do you have some kind of a timetable on when that fight is going to happen? Or is it still early in the works?
It's still early in the works. That's actually, man, after Perez, I want Lopez to be the next guy in line for me, to compete against. I seen his fight with, what's the guy that he just fought? Salido.
Salido, yeah.
Both of them very good fighters, very strong. But I feel as though they're both very tailor-made for me. It takes two great fighters to create that excitement, and this is exactly what we're looking for. So once again, man, as long as I got God on my side and my corner, man, my dad, he's just so on top of everything. Man, as far as him training me, man, sometimes I leave the gym feeling like I'm the worst fighter ever.
Wow.
I leave the gym feeling like, yeah.
Well, that's good. That's a sign that you're not content with your success. So many people, not just in boxing, they do well in a couple of things, and they want to be noticed and recognized for it, instead of working harder and improving. So I like that idea.
Oh, yeah, most definitely, man. My dad is on top of me. Sometimes I leave the gym feel like I'm the worst fighter ever, and they look, and ESPN has me ranked the #1 prospect of the year. So it's crazy, man. We don't get caught up on the hype. We stay focused. We keep our heads down, and we keep grinding. This is why I will become the best at what I do.
All right, and we're speaking with Gary Russell Jr. has a fight on June the 30th against Chris Perez. And then he has, as he just broke to us, Juan Manuel Lopez in his sights after that. And it's a big card for you, June the 30th. You have Spinks and Brundage, Lara and Hernandez, big night of boxing. What's it like when you're on a card like that, when you're on the card with other bigger names, other expectations? Do you ever feel like, you're in competition with them? You have to outshine them? I mean, you fought before Broner and looked spectacular. Maybe that put the pressure on Broner. I got to step up and look just as good as this kid. Does the stuff like that go through you guys' minds?
I feel as though stuff like that does go through fighters' minds. Not taking anything from no other fighters in general, in period. Whenever I'm fighting, my only focus is on performing. I feel as though that as fighters, a lot of times look at it as just a fight. We are entertainers. Our job is to entertain. You don't want to go in there and watch a movie and the guy's forgetting his lines and, stuff like that. So my job is to entertain regardless who's coming behind me or who's in front of me. I want the crowd to remember Gary Russell Jr. as being a great entertainer. This is my only goal. That's the only thing that I look forward to. I want to entertain in a spectacular manner without being. A lot of fighters feel as though in order for them to be entertaining, they have to take shots. They have to be macho. They have to go in there and go blow for blow. I feel as though that there's other ways to be entertaining without being reckless, without taking unnecessary shots or unnecessary punishment. So, that's how.
Gary, you don't need me to tell you that the art of boxing, the signature of any all-time great fighter is to be able to get in that pocket, land there, powerful, clean punches, and get out of the way without getting hit in return. And as the competition steps up, you will have to, deal with that a little bit more. But you've done a great job so far. I'm going to go to the callers for a couple of questions, if you don't mind, Gary.
All right, let's bring it on.
All right, first one is from the 815 area code. Caller, identify yourself.
Yeah, hi, Zoot. This is Dave Murphy.
Hey, how you doing, Dave?
Hey, Dave.
Hey, how's it going? Gary, I was wondering, I've read that your brother, who's an outstanding amateur, is also named Gary.
Yes.
Can you explain that? I saw that, and I was confused by that, and I'm sure the other fans are, too.
Most definitely. I would definitely explain it for you. It's actually 6 of us. It's 6 boys. My mom and my dad, apparently, because I asked them as well, Dad, why would you name us Garrett? You know, so maybe lack of creativity, I don't know. But my mom said, well, if it was a girl, that she would pick the name, and if it was a boy, that my dad would pick the name. Unfortunately, we had 6 boys, so every last one of us is named Gary Russell. All 6 of us, we all have different middle names. My younger brothers, everyone else go by their middle name. I'm the only one that goes by Gary.
Okay. Okay, very good. Okay, and my second question, I know you've had trouble with your hands in the past. In fact, I think if I'm correct, you broke both your hands. Like,
right.
It was before the Olympics, I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
I was wondering, have you had any trouble with them since, and what do you do to try and protect them more than just, you know, what you would normally do? Is there anything you can really do to protect that, or?
Most definitely, there's things that I can do. I think a lot of my hand injuries came from when I was a younger fighter. When I first started boxing, I did not use hand wraps until I was probably 13 years old. I wasn't using hand wraps. I would only wrap my hands when it was time for me to fight. But in the gym, hitting the bags, I never used hand wraps. I was just one of these tough guys that felt as though that I didn't need it, you know. And unfortunately, I got the back end of that. But recently, we have new guys to come in. Rodrigo Moscata, he's an excellent hand wrapper. He wraps my hands perfectly. Even in the gym, as far as my preparation to my fights, the gloves that I will wear is 20-ounce gloves. I hit the heavy bag in 20-ounce gloves. I hit the mitts and everything in 20-ounce gloves, big gloves. It actually helps build my hand speed as well, you know. But these are some of the things that we use against it. Like I say, the bigger size gloves, more padding, more cushion. A lot of times, even in my sparring, it's so technical that I'm really not working on hard shots, working on power shots. Everything is real low-key. No hard shots on the bag, no hard shots on the mitt. Every once in a while, we'll open up to test how they feel. But if I did get in the mood of actually shooting hard shots, the 20-ounce gloves would definitely absorb the pressure coming from off my hands. You know, and Rodrigo Moscata is a great guy for wrapping my hands. I feel as I can hit a brick wall once he wraps it. So we're trying our best.
Now, what happens I'll get back to you if you have more questions, Dave. I see you still there. But what happens in sparring with your hands? You're doing a good job of explaining this. But I hear a lot of times, I don't know if it's legend or if it's true or not, maybe you could attest to this on your own experience, about how, you know, sometimes there's some really competitive, high-octane sparring going on. It seems like that would be something you would want to stay away from. Is it something that you've been involved in, and if so, how do you feel about it, and have you been doing it lately? Like really competitive sparring where, you know, guys are really going all out?
It's definitely, you know, we definitely have competitive sparring. Even when it comes to me sparring, I'm never sparring a guy that is tired. I'm always on the back end of that. You know, we'll probably have 4 different sparring partners. We'll alternate the guys out every 2 rounds. So the sparring is always competitive. You know, it's always competitive. It's always high intensity. In the gym is where we should get tired at. The gym is the hard work. So, you know, even with that, like I say, we prepare ourselves for it. We make sure that our hands is padded very, very heavily. And then on top of the heavy padding, we also are sparring in 20-ounce gloves. So it actually absorbs the pounding from my hands and stuff like that, where I'm able to throw hard shots and not really injure myself anymore based on the fact of me having competitive sparring. You know, I feel as though without the competitive sparring, I wouldn't be as prepared as I would want to be in the gym. And the gym is the place where you're supposed to push yourself to the limit. I want to push myself to my limit, and once I get there, I want to see if I can push it a little bit further. You know, I want to make sure that I am 110% prepared for my bouts. So.
All right. And at what point do you shut the any type of sparring down for a fight? You're fighting on June the 30th. At what point do you stop sparring?
Actually, we'll probably stop sparring about 2 weeks out. You know, about 2 weeks out, you want to make sure that the guys is, as of now, I probably have about another couple of days of sparring. You know, another couple of days of sparring. I did a hard 12 rounds this morning. So I have another couple of days of sparring. We're going to shut it down. We might still do a little bit of body work as far as like body pad work, or you'll have a guy actually in the ring, headgear on, with a big body pad on. He's just constantly coming. This guy is at least 300 pounds. You know, he's coming, and it's still creating the illusion of the sparring without the other guys actually pounding on you or you're getting hit. You know, you're still technically working on certain shots that we're preparing for in this fight. You know, so we tend to cut the sparring down about 2 weeks. About 2 weeks away from, you know, eliminate from accidental head bunts or a cut or something like that. So.
All right, then I'll go back to Dave. Dave, you have any other questions?
Yeah, I was wondering, you know, when he first started out, I'm sure he sparred with some the more experienced champions, you know, as all young fighters do. I was wondering, who were you in with, and who taught you the most out of the guys that you sparred with?
Actually, it wasn't a thing about the fighters that I sparred with that taught me the most. It ultimately comes into your being familiar. My dad always told me, if you can recognize your mistakes, then you're halfway there. You know, and sparring, it doesn't matter who I spar. You know, I have to make sure that everything is perfect. I'm always trying to critique things. So it doesn't really have anything to do with the guys that I've sparred that taught me the most. It's more so me learning myself, learning my deficiencies, and working on it.
All right, and Gary Russell Jr. is fighting on June the 30th against Chris Perez. Again, when you're fighting, when you're setting up for a type of fighter like Chris Perez, is there a lot of film on him? If so, do you study it, or how do you prepare for a guy who might not be as high profile or have as much tape on as, say, a Juan Manuel Lopez? You know, he's an easy guy to study. How do you study for Chris Perez?
It's weird because we did actually find some footage of him. The guys that you can't find footage of are the guys that are most dangerous. You know, you really don't know what to expect. This is where, you know, my amateur pedigree would kick in at. You know, being an amateur for so long and fighting the top competition that there is out there, you don't know who you're going to compete against from day to day. So you have to be willing or able to adapt to any style and in a split second. You know, but we did find footage on him. He's, like I say, he's a decent fighter. He got a good hand speed. He likes to work behind his jab. We see little deficiencies that he do have that we are trying to capitalize on. We've been working on every day.
Is he an orthodox fighter or
yes,
lefty?
He is an orthodox fighter.
Okay.
He's definitely orthodox. He's about 5'8". He's about 5'8". He likes to stay on the outside. He likes the box. You know, he's not one of these guys that's going to try to mix it up with you. He's going to box. He's going to move. You know, we've actually been working on cutting off the ring, cutting the ring off, working behind 2 or 3 jabs to get close, you know, and actually picking certain shots that we see that he takes. You know, most fighters have tails that they would do. They throw a shot, and they always have this certain move after they throw a punch or right before they throw a punch. These are the things that we look for when we actually trying to decipher an opponent. We're looking for these tails so we can capitalize on it. Some guys might flinch a little bit before they fire their jab, or they might dip their head a split second before they shoot their jab, or after they throw their combination, they always slip to one way first before they slip to the other way. You know, we dealing with the fighters, their natural rhythm that they have as a fighter. You know, that's what we try to decipher and actually execute on. So, man,
do you have a type of preference for the type of fighter you like to go in there against? Do you like a guy like a Perez who you know is going to be on the outside? You know what you got to do, cut off the ring the way you explained? Or do you prefer a guy you know is going to come at you and give you a chance to do what you want to do in the ring? Not that you wouldn't want to stalk a guy and cut the ring off, but have a guy come to you. Which one is easier for you to possess those amazing skills that we see?
Oh, man, that's a very, very, very tricky question. And the reason why is being a boxer, I'm not taking anything from no fighters, you know, but most fighters are so one-dimensional. Either they're good boxers or
right. The reason why I
guys
asked the question is everybody has a preference, whether coming forward or whether staying back and countering. You know, you seem to look like you could do both very well. But what comes more natural to you to flash the skills? Which one do you have to work harder at? Which one, you know, is more cerebral for you?
I think actually the guys that walks to me or that comes forward is a little more. It's a little more easier for me to get off on shots because I can see everything coming so naturally. And guys like Perez that likes to run around the ring and stuff like that makes it a little more testing because I have to actually chase these guys down. You know, you want to take your fighters out of their comfort zone. Perez is comfortable with guys actually walking at him, chasing them down, and trying to attack his body. This is his comfort zone. This is what he's expecting of his fighters. This is when he gets off. You know, so we want to change it completely around. We're not going to walk at him. We're not going to stalk him. We're going to sit in the middle of the ring. We're going to make him have to exchange with me. I think the great thing that I have on my side is that it was a little difficult for me to answer the question that you asked, and the reason why is because I really don't prefer any style. I prefer to fight anyone that is out there. I want to show people how versatile I am as a fighter. I want to be equally as exciting with a guy that runs around the ring or a guy that wants to come straight forward and brawl. I want to show people how well I can adapt to any style of fighting.
So one doesn't come more naturally for you than the other. At every given time, you could change on a dime, is what you're saying.
Most definitely.
All right. Well, only the best of the best can make that claim, and you very rarely see it. And we've seen it from you in your earlier fights. And as you step up in competition, it should be a lot of fun. But for now, it's Chris Perez, and I think in my opinion, it always seems tougher for anybody. This Perez sounds like a cutie who likes to stay on the outside. Not to steal Teddy Atlas's words, but to me, those guys are always the most frustrating to watch, and I'm sure they're a lot more frustrating to fight. And you got the game plan going on Saturday, June the 30th, and we're looking forward to that, and we're looking forward to you down the road, Gary Russell Jr. You're being hailed as one of the hot young American guys. There's always great fighters overseas that we always see and hear about, but the Americans are starting to come back. Yourself, Adrian Broner, are the two guys that are really being showcased on HBO, and you guys are doing a great job, and I continue to look forward to watching you guys, and that step up in competition is going to be fun too, and we'll talk more about that after Chris Perez.
All right.
All right, Gary, thanks for joining us tonight. Any final thoughts or words?
Man, I'm sitting in front of the gym right now, and I'm ready to get in and get this work, man.
All right.